Hi, my name is Ashley Stonley, and I am applying for a TA position in the biology department. I took Bio 130 from Dr. Jamie Jensen, and I got an A in the class. My major is biology. My biggest strength is that I don't give up. So if maybe someone asked me to explain something and they don't get it after, explaining it one way, I would explain it another way. I would try many methods. If they still don't get it, I will think about it for days and days. I will email them later. I guess I'll just do whatever I can to do my job. One weakness that I have is that I can doubt myself sometimes. So even if I give an answer, I'll think, I don't know if that's right, so I'll try and double check, triple check. I'll ask someone else, see what they think. So I need to work on being more confident. Something outgoing I have done recently, maybe around, it would be 2 weeks ago now, I went back home to Georgia. I haven't been home since like Christmas because of the pandemic, but I got to go home and see my family, and I rented a canoe and I went fishing down the Chattahoochee River, and fishing is one of my favorite activities, so that is something fun that I've done recently. Something my parents and I disagree on. We agree on most things, so it'd be something silly. One thing is eating habits. My dad thinks low carb is the way to go, way to lose weight, way to be healthy. My mom thinks it's like intermittent fasting, like she doesn't eat at certain times. But I think you can eat whatever food you want. I mean, as long as it's like healthy. I think you can eat foods out of any food group. And if you want to lose weight, you just have to eat less than you burn, or eat less calories is what I mean. How I would make a 3% sodium chloride solution. So I wrote this out ahead of time. So I like using formulas for when it comes to numbers because I am not good at, just thinking about it. So the formula I used is massive solute in grams divided by the volume of the solution in milliliters times 100 because it's a percent. So I divided 3 grams of sodium chloride divided by 100 milliliters of water, and I got 300. You multiply that by 100 to get the percentage of 3 for the solution. So that's how I did this. How I would explain where the mass of a tree comes from. So this is kind of like a cool fun fact that most people don't know about, but I would show them photosynthesis. So this is a super simple diagram, but within photosynthesis there is a process called the Calvin cycle. And what the Calvin cycle does is turn CO2 into sugar. And the CO2 goes through the leaves of the plant, and this happens within the plant, and it produces sugar. And sugar isn't just like sugar like we think it is. It can bond in different ways to like create fiber, which is the case with trees. And so that's how air becomes the mass of a tree, which is cool. How I would explain how antibiotic resistance develops in microbes. So I would probably draw this out first, since I am visual and I know a lot of people are. So let's see. So antibiotic resistance comes through natural selection or survival of the fittest. So say we have a population of bacteria, And within the population, one of them is a little different from the rest. And say it's not, by appearance, but this one has a mutation in its genes. So, and in this case, this mutation, which happens by chance, like its DNA got copied wrong or something happened so that it has different genes than the rest of them. So when this happens, and this population is exposed to an antibiotic that usually kills like these bacteria, we are left with that one that is different from the rest and is resistant to this antibiotic. And so when it reproduces, which it can do asexually, or say there's another guy sexually, you're left with a bunch of their offspring that are also resistant to this antibiotic. So even if they're exposed, they don't die. So this is how antibiotic resistance occurs, is through one of them having a mutation. And think about bacteria, like there are a ton out there, so there's a good chance that one of them would be like different or would have a mutation resulting in different genes from the rest. And the resistant one survives and reproduce, making the rest of the population all resistant to the antibiotic. So that's kind of how I would explain antibiotic resistance and how that occurs. How I think students learn best. I think students learn best through interaction. So that means if they're in lecture, taking notes, drawing pictures, really doing something with that information. So I think labs and doing experiments are super helpful for learning. I think sometimes when you just listen, it goes in one ear and comes out of the other. So I think doing something with information really helps students learn. Do I already have a campus job? I do at the moment. I've been employed like throughout the pandemic, but also not working. But I've told them I don't plan on working in the fall, so I am flexible and I will have lots of time to commit to this position. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for listening.